Hey everybody, this is Libby with WooRecruit. So we're in the $1 Million Hiring Strategies group, and we are on day 9 of our 40-day challenge. And so our 40-day challenge is just bite-sized, consumable pieces of content to help you up-level your leadership skills, right? We're working on lead versus managing and what's the difference. And this is a 40-day challenge, so I challenge you to share, to be vulnerable, and to also go back and watch some of the other ones that we've done so far. They've been great. So today's topic is culture, right? So culture dictates behavior. And I love this topic. I say I love every topic, but I love this topic. And so, the original title of this live was "It's the Culture, Stupid," but I didn't want to, upset or offend anybody. So I rephrased it as culture dictates behavior. And so in business, we're always saying that we need to change our people. Like, we don't understand why certain things happen. Susie's gotten sloppy, or so-and-so's gotten complaints or gotten slow. And so we're always trying to change people. And what we really need to do, instead of trying to change them, we need to change the forecast. We need to change what we're focused on, because, right, behavior in an organization is created by the culture that we've established. And culture determines or dictates behavior. And so that brings us the results that we're getting. So it's very important that we focus on this culture as a principle, as a discipline, and that it's the one thing that's driving the behavior in our company. Because when we want to change behaviors, we tend to change goals. We tend to look at monetary things like bonuses or goals, but that doesn't change the outcome, which is the behavior. And so one thing that we have to look at is that culture is the foundation of our business. Just like if we were to build a house, the foundation is the most important part of that home. And so with the business, culture is the most important part of our business. And culture is something that is never, ever done or finished. I had a mentor say to me one time, what culture is it's what the company looks like when the owner's not there. I thought, man, that's such a great analogy. He said, culture is what it looks like, what the company looks like, how everyone acts when the owner's not there. And so I want you to think of culture like a garden, right? I used to love to garden. Before I had my daughter, I was a huge gardener. And with a garden, right, it's never done. We are always working in it. We are always maintaining it. Because if we don't, the weeds will start to grow. They will start to take over. And I want you to remember that if we're not working on this culture consistently, obsessively, that the culture will be shaped from the inside out, not from the, or it will be shaped from the outside in, not from the inside out. So that's really powerful to think about, is if I'm not focused on the culture, it will be shaped from the outside in, and therefore I will lose control of the culture. So you really want to shape that culture from the inside out. And over the next 5 days of this 40-day challenge, I will go into 5 different topics each day that are really the core foundation of culture, and how do we build that. So make sure you're here for the next 5 days, because I'm going to cover one each day. It's part of the 40-day challenge. But remember, culture dictates behavior, and behaviors determine results. And so I really want you to think of that. If you're not getting the results you want, it's because we don't have the culture that we need. We don't have to change the people. We have to change our culture. We have to work on our culture. How the people are acting in your organization or your company right now is because of the culture you have built. Like, that is such a strong and powerful phrase, right? How people are acting right now in my business is because of the culture I built. So I'm the only one to blame. And so Think about that. If there are people we're unhappy with, if there are results we don't like, right? If there's behaviors we don't want and we don't understand where they came from, ultimately it's because of the culture I allowed to creep in from the outside in. And my culture inside isn't strong enough. And so I need to go back to the foundation of my culture. So remember, it's the foundation of the behaviors that we want, right? It dictates those behaviors, and behaviors determine results. I will cover 5 key pillars of culture and what makes them stronger over the next 5 days of our 40-day challenge. I'm going to have one each day. They're going to be great. Culture is something that we're all chasing to really master. It's like this elusive chase, and that's why I love it so much. But if you're feeling like you're unhappy with the people in your organization or the results from the people in your organization, I want to say that phrase again. It's very powerful when I wrote it, right? How people are acting in your organization or your company is because of the culture you have built. And so, and I'm not saying we're perfect because we have our issues, right? But we have to realize it's because of the culture we've built or we've allowed to creep in from the outside in. So hopefully this was helpful. I want to know right now, so I end every challenge with a question. How strong do you think your culture is right now on a scale of 1 to 5? Where do you think it's at? Be real with yourself, be true with yourself, be vulnerable, because what you put down, you're proclaiming to the world. That way we can go back and fix it. We know it needs to be fixed. If you're a 5, I'm going to say right now, you're probably lying to yourself, because I think that because it's ever growing like a garden, it always needs to be maintained. I don't know if we could ever reach a 5, right? Because it's constant work. Always has to have our focus. And so there's a few things I want to leave with, right? Remember, culture determines behaviors, and behaviors determine results. And if we are unhappy with the people in our organization, it's because of the culture we built. We have to go back to rebuilding and refocusing. So hopefully you found this insightful. If you're watching the replay, type replay, and I'd love to hear from you. How strong do you think your culture is on a scale of 1 to 5? And I'd love for some insight in the chat. I love to engage in communication and chat. And one thing I love is vulnerability. I will tell you right now, our culture is probably like a 3 on a good day. Probably not that great today. Lisa was in the office. She had to write up someone because they came to work without their uniform on. And we were notified about that, right? That's a culture we let creep in from the inside out. From the outside in. That's not acceptable, but we allowed that. And so she had to stop it right away. And so that is, it's always growing. It's always changing. We have to keep our focus on this culture. And again, we cannot change the way people behave. We have to change our culture. We have to build it. It has to be stronger. So hope you guys are having a great day. If you're a Woot Recruit customer, or if you're in Woot Nation, we're getting ready to do a live on the Stacked Interviewer Maximizer, how to maximize your time to get the best results. That is starting in 20 minutes, so don't miss that one. Hope you guys are having a great day.